The journey to Eurosong 2025.
Live venue, there'd be more chance to, react to the crowd who's in a live venue with a kind of a live audience rather than a TV studio. Any thoughts on that?
Anything that's bigger and better is always fun. I think that tomorrow night, though, if you see the audience that we've got, and I don't think you're going to be short of noise, I wouldn't think, based on last year. I think there's one or two of you were part of the audience last year.
I know one of them is going to have holidays, so this year. Perfectly well behaved.
I can't confirm or deny that, but it was a good news story.
I'm Mikey from RCP. Will there be any changes? Last year the audience had changed. There was the round tables and all of that, and the acts kind of in front of the stage. Will there be any changes? Are we going to follow that format, or what's it going to look like?
I am literally going to go in now and actually see what's about to happen there. So we got a slightly different set, and we've added a little bit to what we did last year. So I think it'll look a little bit different.
And year after year, there's always complaints kind of following from what Ken was saying with the sound, that it's not the right venue for the sound, that the acts don't sound as good as they should. Has that been brought has that been factored in, or do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm told pretty much every week I don't sound as good as I should, so you're kind of asking the wrong person. It's the team that put the show together here, and every department in here, I think I'm biased, but I actually think they're world class. I think sometimes whenever you go to big arenas, you can have as much of a problem with the sound as you have in a smaller venue. So I don't know is the answer to that.
Patrick, just sounded from the start, /Mirror, just following on actually from what Ken was saying, would you like to actually see the Eurosong special actually be held not here, in a different venue, and actually bring in a massive audience and make it a huge big deal every single year, that there'll be more and more people to be able to see the acts live on stage, like a 3 Arena kind of a gig or something like that?
I hadn't really thought about it. It sounds like fun. As somebody who actually is used to sort of playing theatres and different things, it's, but I think because we slightly do it differently, and we take our set out, so it feels a little bit more like a live gig, I think, in there, but yeah, wouldn't be against that.
Louise from the Éirevision Podcast. Patrick, it was your first year last year presenting the Eurosong special, yes. And since you've been presenting the Late Late Show, you've had lots of specials, the toy show, the country special. What makes Eurosong special for you to present?
I think it's because where it ends up. I think that, what's great about the specials that we do is that you're celebrating something which is part of Ireland, which is dear to people's heart. I think this one is different because what we're doing is we're choosing someone to go and represent us and actually go on to the bigger stage. So that was kind of what was cool last year, whenever, you saw Bambi before they actually went out to perform, and to see a performer like that kind of, get their confidence, grow their wings, and just, go out there and kick ass on a world stage. So I think that's what makes it special, that it's not that the journey ends tomorrow night, it's that's kind of the start of it.
Patrick, Dermot from Eurovision Ireland. Have you come across any of the acts before? I know Samantha Mumbles well known, but never the other acts.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing Samantha again. I actually had her on my BBC chat show years ago, so I'm looking forward to catching up with her. Haven't seen any other acts live, so I can't give any biased opinions one way or the other. But apparently it's all about the song. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Patrick Lauren from The Journal, are you hoping to see the EBU, take better care of the contestants this year? As you mentioned Bambi there, and they were talking last year, they felt that they weren't well supported by the organisers, and other acts said the same. So whichever of these go forward, do you hope to see the EBU take better care?
Look, I think, this is an entertainment show, and I think that with all big shows like this, people should be looking after their acts. I think that if you look at what Eurovision's about, it's about kind of spreading the love and spreading the fun, and anything that can be done to help that, I think, is a good idea.
And Patrick, last year there was a huge controversy over Israel's involvement in the Eurovision. A lot of people were saying RT should pull out of the contest entirely. What do you think about Israel's involvement, and do you think it's fair that people kind of ask that they don't participate, or the broadcaster or the artist don't participate in it?
Look, I think, with these things, people are they're really entitled to their opinion. I think that with these things, there's, huge emotions and big issues that are involved. What happened in Israel, was horrific. What's been happening in Gaza is heartbreaking. And so I think that things are out there and people can have their opinions. I think it is a music show, it's an entertainment show, but it's that's up to the acts, really, I feel, and I think it's up to RTE and it's up to the EBU. I'm not hosting Eurovision, I'm hosting Eurosong, so it's kind of a wee bit of a step further down the line.
Paddy, no, Russell from 98 FM. Let's say we didn't win and we did host.
How dare you?
We will win.
Yes.
We will host. Would you be putting your hat in the ring to host the actual Eurovision?
That's a very good question. I think what they'll probably end up doing if that happens is that they'll have a Euro host show. We'll do it as a late show special. I'll probably have to enter. It'll go to a public vote, so the answer is probably no.
Patrick from Eurovision 365 up on Tyrone. It's the third year in a row that we haven't had any northern representation in the finalists, and there's never ever been anyone from Dundrum in the finals. So
yes.
What's your thoughts on that, and can you have a word in Dundrum?
To be honest with you, I have a song ready to go. So, which you may see or may not see tomorrow. It's a Dundrum winner, I think, would. I'm just trying to work out here. There's actually, I know a couple of people that actually play in the old people's home and the and the chapel. They're really quite good on the guitar and the tin whistle. So I'll maybe have a word with them and see what we can do.
Have a word.
Yeah. Okay.
Patrick,
Scorn and Og does Eurovision. Okay. Cool.
Patrick, Matthew from the official Eurovision fan club. Just wondering, obviously, BAM became very close to winning last year. If we do win, do you think RTE is capable of hosting this kind of contest?
Of course. I think that all you have to do. Sadly, I'm a little bit older than you, and so I'm not going to look at any people here who might be in the same vintage as me, but I remember when we started to win it and get really good in the 90s. That was the whole thing. Do you think we're going to be able to host it? Do you think we're going to be able to host it 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row? Are we going to run out of money? All of these things, and I think that what ends up happening is it's a showcase for the world, and there's so many eyes on it. And I think if you look at the quality of acts that we have here, if you look at the quality of venues that we have here, if you look at the stuff that's been made here with films and TV, it's I have no doubt that if someone was lucky enough to go there and bring it home, that we'd put on a show.
Patrick, the winner of Slovenia's final this year,
yes,
is a former host of their selection show
exactly.
over the years.
Exactly.
So
now we're getting to the point. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Contestant yourself.
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly where we're heading here. This is all a cunning master plan.
We look forward to it.
to have me sitting on the exact same stool as this and singing a dance remix of What's Another Year. So.
Patrick, Linda Martin is of course part of the interval act tomorrow night. Last time she was on Eurosong, we had the infamous "you odious little man" moment. Will you be able to handle Linda in case that reoccurs again?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's not the first time I've been called that. So it's. I think the good thing about these things is that that's what you want. You kind of, it's a party. It's, we're always very good here. It's, giving our opinions and stuff, and people can take it on the chin. So yeah, why not?
It was scary with being there, I can tell you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, I'm getting a flashback there, okay.
PTSD.
Yeah.
The last question, you're all right? Anybody else?
Patrick, might just ask, out of the 6 acts, do you think any of them had the capability of winning the whole thing?
I think there's a couple might. Yeah, I think, I think there is. I think there seems to be a type of song, maybe, that people seem to like on that bigger stage. I think there's definitely a few that could fit in there. I know, I'm getting your hopes up now.
Okay, all good?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.